Shalom, shalom. Here we go again. Here we go. Welcome to Mother Africa Be Calling. I'm your brother, Betsulel Yehudi Israel, also known as Eric. Again, here we go again. Now this right here, everybody, pretty much I believe all across America, probably across the world, are familiar with this Sonya Massey case. She was shot by an officer and unfortunately is now deceased because of this incident. My condolences go out to Sonya Massey, of her loved ones, her family, friends, all who knew her. Anyway, this case right here, it took me a little bit of time to get to it. It's all over the news, so, you're probably pretty much familiar with it and had a lot of it already. But I wanted to come from a police officer, a retired police officer's perspective, a trained police officer, and I want to give you my analysis of it. And also, because this channel is Mother Africa Be Calling, something like this is exactly why this channel exists, and the phrase Mother Africa Be Calling came to me because Mother Africa is calling her children back home, right? Where it's saying, come home to safety. But anyway, I'm gonna get into this video and we can get back into that. But this video, I'm gonna show you that a police officer is to be trained, and this should never happen. And this situation with this officer, he has no excuse. His defense is zero in this. What he did was straight murder. And I can't see how anybody can argue that it wasn't intentional. And I'm gonna show you real quick, and then I'm gonna show you how he is a liar right off the top. I mean, after you do such a thing. Look, let me show you. Let's go through the video. I know you've seen it before, but I'm gonna give you my expert opinion as a retired police officer who's trained and spent many years on the police force. I'm gonna show you where he has no defense. Where his attorneys, of course, he's going to get defended. And those attorneys are going to do the best they can. And they're going to, make it seem like he had a threat. But I'm going to show you something. There was no threat. Look at this. Check it out.
I don't know where my ID is.
You have that stack right there, maybe?
1 second.
Just check on her.
Let me get this.
No, we don't need a fire while we're here.
Right.
He told her, go get the pot. We don't need a fire. He did what he said do.
Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
Rebuke you in the name of
You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you right in your fucking face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot!
19 shots fired.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Okay. All right. So right there, it was real quick. Let me tell you something. First and foremost, he told her to go over and, we don't want a fire, so to go get the water. Or, the pot was on the pot. Then, he says something to her about the pot, and she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, what we all heard, right? So then he says, once he pulls the gun out, and he tells her drop the pot, she says, I'm sorry, and she goes down, covering herself from a gun being aimed at her, right? So right then and there's no threat. Like, she is not coming towards him, not doing anything, but she ducked down. She ducked down, right? So then the pot went down with her. So we can't really see where the pot is right now in this screenshot right here. But the bottom line is that if she's down at the floor and the pot is down with her, whether she dropped it or whatever, it's down there, right? He's moving towards her. Here's the key point. If he was afraid of some boiling water, then why, when she ducked down, why wouldn't you retreat back which your training should have did, if you were so afraid and go for cover. First of all, how far can hot water be thrown to reach you and before it will cool off through the air? First of all, you know what I mean? Think about it. And if you were because you're a trained police officer, you're not supposed to be a person with no experience or a thug on the street. So you're so worried. If you're so worried about getting burnt with boiling water, you notice. Look at the counter where he is. He was behind that at first, which that is some kind of cover. But he was at a safe distance from her. She was in the kitchen. He was in her living room, right? So if he was really worried about it, when he pulled the gun out, he should have been saying, okay, I'm worried about, can you put the pot down, and backed up. The gun came out to me unnecessarily. It was like, okay, well, she got a pot of water. What's wrong with that? Okay, what made him think she was going to throw it on him? If he told her to cut it off, she could take the pot off the stove and put it in the sink or whatever, dump the water out. It doesn't even matter. The point being is there was no threat, because if it was a threat, you see, he could have just backed up and kept a safe distance, you idiot. You keep a safe distance. If you feel, you don't just go to what you perceive as danger and you walk up to it, because it was no danger. So how far can she throw water on the ground and you're back behind a counter? How can she throw it? How can she see you? When she ducked down, how is she going to be able to throw some hot water over top, while she's on the ground, over top of a counter, all the way through the living room and it reach you? No, he wanted to shoot her. He walked, as you can see in the video, he walked towards her and went around this counter because he couldn't shoot her. She was ducked down behind the counter. See, we can look at this picture right here, this still picture. You can't see her. We can't even see her. So look where he is. He moved all the way to the right on an angle so he could see her, so he could shoot her. So if he could not see her, we're talking about water, not a gun. So if she's ducking down and you can't see her and she's behind a counter with some water, you just stand back. Say, miss, come on up or whatever. But no, he walked towards her, so there was no threat to him. He wasn't afraid of nothing. Because when there's a threat, you retreat. You as a matter of fact, we are trained to take cover. Whenever we could take cover, we are trained to take cover. He did none of that. He walked straight up, wide open. So there's no excuse. No excuse. So anyway, let me go here and then let me show you the part where he started lying. Let me go down to where he's a liar. Let me go through this video, show you how much of a liar he is. This is it. Look, listen.
No, she had boiling water and came at me.
All right, right there. Listen. I had to back it up a little. I want you to listen to this liar. This is what racism does. If you don't, they won't check this. So this is the mindset. He feels comfortable to kill her, and now he's like, no big deal. I can just lie about it. Check him out. Check him out. And I'll tell you why I say it's racism.
Sergeant, no. Let's just chill out here. Just Sergeant.
Tell you why.
Are you guys secure?
Yeah, we're secure.
Back cover?
No, it's just her in the house. She's
This him talking. It's not a black officer on site. Check it out. Check him out. Here's the lie coming. Listen.
Alright, I'm not even gonna waste my med stuff then. You wanna run down real quick?
Nope, not yet.
Alright. House is cleared. She was the only one.
Where's he going?
No, she had boiling water and came at me with boiling water.
What he just said is the investigating officer who was standing there, he's trying to get in good standings with him. So he come in and said, you want to run down real quick of what happened, So, and he said, not yet. So then he says, where's the gun? This is what the investigating officer, the one with the flashlight, is saying. He's like, where's the gun? See, he's kind of on to him already. And he said, oh, it wasn't a gun. She had boiling water. Boiling water.
You shot her?
Yeah. She said she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus and came out with boiling water. That's what all this is. I was standing right here.
There you go, right here. Here is the lie. This should bury him in any court of law, right? We got him on tape. He just said that, told this guy, she said she's going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus, which was true. But then he said she came at me with a pot of boiling water, and here it is right here. She came at him with a pot of boiling water. And we could see it with our own eyes that she ducked down and he came towards her. He came at her with a gun. He came at her with a gun. She did not come at him with the boiling water. As a matter of fact, she even said in it, I'm sorry, and she ducked down. Trying to get out of the sight of his gun that was aimed at her. He said, I will shoot you in your effing face. So if he said that and she ducked down, that's a normal response because you're talking about you're going to shoot her in her face. And she ducked down, so that means she was the one retreating. But he tells this officer, she came at me. Right then and there, that's right there, it's over. His case is over. Look how he lied. The video shows that you walked towards her. So anyway, let's go on with this. Let's hear some more.
He's landed.
He's saying this is where the water landed. Like
nothing right now. Just hang out there for me. Thank you.
Now listen to this part when he gets outside. Listen how he discards this woman's life as trash. Look.
Other than that, that's anything else suspect. Me? I didn't know I had.
Look at all the white officers.
Yeah, I'm good. This fucking bitch is crazy.
There it is right there. You hear that? That's why I say this is all about racial superiority. And he felt like he knows that all of them, that is their language. What he said was this F&B's crazy, so she's nothing, So he can say that. Why? Because the victim was a black or African American that they, from my own experience, I've heard them in the locker rooms. I've heard them talk around me. I can hear them talking to each other about how they deal with us. He's a goof. They shoot and kill a black person or whatever. I'm not there on the scene or whatever, but they come in talking about, oh, he's a goof. Yes, I put a bullet in him. Blase. This is the kind, it's nothing, right? And they're talking about black people. When he said that about this F&B is crazy, this is how they talk amongst themselves about us as a people when they do stuff to us. And nobody say anything to him. All those white officers out there, no one. And I wasn't there to see it, but they ain't just standing outside like with their hands like to their side like that they haven't gone in there. You see some of them going in and out, but I can tell you from my experience that most of them out there that's standing there had already went in and saw what happened. So they're standing back. You can see their position. They look like it's shaky looking. You know what I mean? They see how the distance they stand away from the house. That goes to show you that they know that something wrong was done. They're standing back. Normally they would show up and everybody would come in. If something was going on and everything was copacetic, no problems. I mean, it was a routine thing or whatever. They would have been all walking around and out the house. They're standing back. That means they're distancing themselves, right? But here's what I want you all to notice. I want you to notice when he said this F&B was crazy, he was trying to draw them on his side more so. But let me tell you something. This is when you know about the culture and how they discard the black people, African Americans, aka Hebrew Israelites. Because none of them said, oh man, that woman's dead, you can't be disrespectful. None of them said anything to him about it, like why she's a B. Why she say she's an F and B? Like even if you felt like she had some mental health issues, or you could say, well, she was acting crazy or whatever. But he called her F and B. Where did that come from? That comes from their culture, the culture of this country that treats us like we are nothing, right? They can kill us as no different from stepping on a roach. And so this right here, this the kind of behavior that started in the Garden of Eden, in the book of Genesis. This is what this stems all the way back there. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when Satan had coerced Adam, Father Adam, and Mother Hawa, aka Eve, to go and eat from the tree of good and evil, and they wasn't supposed to do it. When he got them to do that, when Abba Yah, the Father, told Satan, he said, I'm gonna put enmity between your seed and the seed of the woman. So that means Satan has a seed in the earth. And that's this kind of stuff. This is his seed, right? Seed is a spiritual thing passed down even through the blood, because the blood is the life of a thing. But also he says enmity, meaning it will be a battle between them. Your seed and the seed of the woman, and the seed of the woman is Yisrael. The woman is who they call Israel, but the woman is Yisrael. That's us, and the seed is us as the children, as we keep being born and we reproduce. That's the seed. And so the children of Satan, hate us just spiritually. They despise us. And so they have the upper hand because they have carnal weapons. We don't have carnal. It says the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yah for pulling down strongholds. Our weapons are spiritual, which are far more superior, but we can't get to them until we start obeying these commandments as a whole of a people and knowing who we are and walk upright before Yah. Then he will destroy that wicked one. But it's coming anyway, because I'm going to tell you right now, what Yah says is going to happen is going to happen. Also, when they were in the garden, and he said he's going to put enmity between your seed, talking to Satan, Shaitan, and the seed of the woman. He also said that he's going to crush your head and you're going to bruise his heel. You know what that means? That meant that the Mashiach, the Messiah, when he come to deliver that blow, come to grab his brothers and his sisters, the children of Israel, which he came through the tribe of Yehuda, aka Judah. He is our big brother, the first of many brothers. When he returns, and when it's all said and done, he's going to crush Satan's head. And when he says he's going to crush your head and bruise your heel, that means he's going to stomp so hard in his head that it's going to leave a bruise on his heel. And that's symbolic of what he's going to do to his kingdom. So his children are going to feel that stomp. That stomp means all torment, all pain. That kingdom coming down with torment, pain, and torture for eternity. So I'm not going to keep going on. But Mother Africa be calling. Meanwhile, while Yeshua is coming soon, we as a people can run to safety. Because I'm going to tell you something. If Sonya, Massey was on the continent, that white man with that gun, she would have never saw him. She wouldn't have to worry about that, right? Because this right here is a Western thing. This is a American thing that they discard the children of Israel, or they could say Black Americans or Black people, or they refer to us as that. But I say we're the children of Israel. I'm gonna say this: they have no regard for our lives. since they brought us here in slavery, and it still continues. So this is what we're going to see continuously. And so don't think that you can vote and this is going to change. How many years have we been voting and nothing has changed, right? As a matter of fact, we was voting. They killed the ones who they so-called our leaders, who was peaceful, like Martin Luther King. He took a bullet, okay? And he was peaceful. He got what? The Nobel Peace Prize and still took a bullet, right? Malcolm X said, oh, yeah, let's just separate. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to be. They made sure that they got him killed. They were behind it. So they can end this stuff overnight. But it won't happen. Right? Because that spirit of hatred goes all the way back to the beginning in the garden. And they're carrying out the will of their father. And let me say this, because I know it's someone gonna come and say, oh, you know, you what you saying is you can't prove it's racism, this and that, and you know, everybody that's white is not this not evil, wicked. That's true. So I'm not saying that. I'm not, and every person that's black is not good, and every person that's black is not evil. But the racism and racial hatred towards black people are in white people. Not all, but enough of them that they dominate. And they are able to carry this out because there's not enough of them to go against it and stand up to it. It's a culture. It's a culture. And so it's been like that, and it ain't gonna change. That's why you have to separate and get distance. I'm saying, as a people, look for the opportunities to move to safety. You know, you don't have to fight them back. You don't go out voting, because voting is not gonna work. Don't get your guns and go out and want to fight them, because you're not gonna win. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, like I said. That's what the word says. Don't go fighting none of that stuff. Nope, no. This is how, if you're going to fight, this is how you fight. Start obeying the commandments and prayer, and teach others to do the same. Teach your children to do the same. Meanwhile, pray and look for the opportunities to distance yourselves, right? When you go back into the motherland, and then you see, like I have seen, and some of us have seen, that this kind of stuff, this behavior, you ain't never got to worry about that over there. Even if it's something else, the one good thing about it is, because of who you are, the color of your skin, it is really hard for them to carry something like this out. Now, I'm going to say this. The children of Israel are hated by all nations, even some of the black nations, because the Bible says, the Torah says, that, you know, in Psalms 83, they conspired together, say, let's cut them off so they will no longer be a nation. So we can expect that, you know, even in Africa, we're going to have some haters. But the thing is, what's taken off the table is the identity by color and by culture. It's taken off the table, right? Because this system was based upon color and hair texture and features, physical features, put you in a position of a disadvantage where your life could be snuffed away from you just because how you look. Now that does not happen. That won't happen on the continent. So that's just one, I would say that's just one weapon that Satan used to destroy us that will be removed from his repertoire. He can't use that because you're away from that kind of stuff. You're away from, first of all, you know, just this kind of authority that's given to them to basically just kill whenever they want. And they can justify saying, hey, I was in fear of my life. I had to, you know, somebody was threatening me. Just if they perceive a threat and it's a black person, they can kill them. But I'm going to say this too. Let me say this to people. Well, I'm going to say this to all people. He wouldn't have never did this. You would never see nothing like this happening to an Asian person, he know better to do that, right? He would never do this, obviously, to a Caucasian. This kind of behavior does not happen to Asians, Caucasians, no other race. Indians that may come from India, and the Native Americans even too. They won't do that to them. They won't. This won't happen to Hispanics, and I know some Hispanics. They say, well, they get it too, whatever. I'm not going to say that they don't, but not on this level. I'm not seeing this. We're not seeing this. Let's be real. This is a thing that we're in by ourselves because Hispanics did not go into slavery. They did not go into ships. They were not sold across the whole world in ships, and they were not abused and do all these things, hung on trees. No other race, not just Hispanics, no other race has gone through this. That's why we go through this, because of who we are. Yah said that these things will happen because we wouldn't obey him because he chose us. So here's the thing. The day gonna come where, like he also said it was gonna happen, the day gonna come where he gonna rescue us from it. And he gonna crush the enemy. And the word says that he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. So it's gonna happen. Okay? Because our ancestors was disobedient, and then they got us in trouble, and then we turned around and followed up with it, so we remain in trouble. So, so you inherit the bad, so will you inherit the good. So when y'all say, okay, your time is up, it's time to beat those who beat you, now they going to be like, well, we didn't do it, our ancestors did it. No, you benefited from your ancestors' wickedness. Stolen people, y'all live lavishly and rich off of their blood. So now you must reap the curses from your ancestors. Because he's a just Elohim and he loves justice. So anyway, I just want to give you a rundown on that. I'm not going to keep going on and on with it, but I'm going to say this, though. At the end of the day, this type of person, right, should be dealt with. If they really cared about, some justice, this should be swift, right? And he should not be given any kind of privileges or anything. He should be treated just like a murderer, and he should be put on trial immediately, or as soon as everybody has the right to a speedy trial. Give him a speedy trial. Bring him up, and let the justice rain down on him. And when he goes to prison, right? When he gets in prison, no, don't treat him different from any other person. No, put him in general population, right? Put him in there with all those blacks that you put in jail, many of them unjustly. Now let him see how it feels when the tables turn. See, Sonya Massey, she was on the minority side, where she was outnumbered because she on the bottom, because here in the U.S., they say we're 13% of the population and we're the minority, right? And every system is dominated by them. The police forces are all covered by them, the military, everything, the banks, everything is whereas though we have no power here, right? Because we're a small number, and our position has been that way because we came here in chains unjustly. So now when they get to prison like him, go ahead, put him in general population. Don't give him no extra protection. Put him in there where a lot of us are. Whereas though now over there, we got the advantage, because in the prisons, they filled us up with the prisons because of this culture, the way they have set the system up. Not saying that we don't do wrong, simply saying the system has made it whereas though that we are the ones that have to be in prison, given the longest prison sentences, being lenient on us is the least to hit us being lenient, but they get all kinds of breaks and everything. Here it is, and here it is. What I'm saying is justified. They say he worked for, I believe, 6 or 4 different police agencies within 2 years or something like that. Plus, he had pleaded guilty for on two DWIs. He pleaded guilty, and he's sitting up there as a law enforcement officer with a gun and a badge. I'm telling you, if you are Caucasian, you can get a job as a policeman almost no matter what you do. Because, it's like that's the part of that privilege. So people scared to say it, but I'm gonna say it. You know, some things that's got to be said. You know, come on now. And now because of that, because it's a culture, you know what I mean? We can do whatever we want to do. We can do what we want. So we're going to hire him knowing he has problems. The same way they did in the Tamir Rice case. They hired a psychopath. And what did he do? He killed a child, right? See, they unleashing these dogs on us when they hire these people, because when you become a police officer, you are given basically a right to be able to take a life and don't have to answer to it, because you know it's like I was in the line of duty. So in the line of duty, I mean it gives you rights that other people don't have, and so they use that and they cross the line and they use it to take us out. So come on now, ain't nothing. This ain't nothing new. It's sad though, and you know that. It's a horrible thing for a woman to get shot in her eye. You know, I mean, it's really sad. But anyway, I can go on and on and on. Again, you grandmothers and grandfathers, if you get in Social Security and you get a check every month, you can go over to the motherland and live good, and you could take your grandchildren and your children, because you have an income that is continuous. And so therefore you can go over there and take them to safety, and they can start businesses and try to get businesses while you are in a situation where everybody can be okay because you have a continuous income, right? So, and then you can build from there. So when you have, you know, a continuous income, some kind of retirement, Social Security, you know, I'm talking about the older ones. Take your family and run to safety. Mother Africa is calling her children home. That's why we're going through this too. Run. Mother Africa be calling. Run back to safety, right? We can do it. We can do it. And so I'm not saying that everybody can go, but this now is a time where as though we have to start looking at this and start making moves. We can't keep sitting under this stuff. It is not going to change. Mother Africa be calling. It's your brother, Bezalel Israel, also known as Eric.
Days don't feel long enough, and I'm tired of wasting time. What if now's the time to just try to fly? And I don't wanna say that I wasted my life when I could have found what was waiting for me. Yeah. What if it's not what I'm thinking? It could be much more than that. And what if I need to give up on fear for something I never had? Or maybe I'm just terrified.